I'm making this video on the basically the homeless situation pretty much all across the country. Yeah, it kind of sucks. If I think about it, it really sucks. And the reason I say is because I was homeless before out in California back in the 90s. And I never really understood why. Like, why am I homeless? I'm ready to work, I want to work. I want a job. Give me a job. But everything really doesn't work that way. You can't just say, I need a job, and then next thing you know, there you're working. Unless you work at a place like Labor Ready, which I worked Labor Ready back in the mid-90s. Labor Ready is kind of like Labor Finders, day labor. And even that was really freaking hard because back then I was making $40 a day, and then $2 would have to go to buy gloves to go pick up trash all day. And then another $2, if you had a car, you could make $2 per head driving people around. So I had a car, but the problem is that not so much for me because I was lucky I had a car, but other people that were working the labor pool didn't have a car, so they would have to pay $2 out of their pay every day just so they could get a ride to the job. So I had a car, so I would drive people around, go to the job, and then we work all day picking up trash and dismantling stuff and this, that, and the other. And most of the guys that worked at the Labor Ready lived in the bushes, I remember. And the average age seemed to be around mid-30s, around there. But if I look now, the way things are in California, and all over the country, really, it's amazing the difference in 20 years. And it's like, you want to, somebody like me, I would really want to leave. Almost like, damn, this America thing is like a trap. Even though I have a couple of cars and stuff, everything you have to do inspections on the cars, you have to pay the registration on the cars, then you got to do the maintenance on the cars, and then on top of that, you got to take care of your own health too. And so then you put in health care. I think my wife pays like $500 a month for health care, and you add it all up, and it's like, what's the freaking point? It's too much. People can't do it. And you don't have to be on drugs. I mean, I don't take drugs. I take medications, but I don't take any drugs. And I'm like, this is really strange, the way everything is kind of flip-flopped, But then on the other hand, a lot of people that do have certain things or whatever, they don't want to lose it. So they're like, well, I don't really want to rock the boat. Because if I rock the boat, then I might lose what I have. But it makes absolutely no sense. I mean, if I remember back California back in the day when I was going to school, it was actually a fun place to live until I got out of school. And then the reality of the world just smacks you right in the face, and you're just like, yeah. And so, I see in California a lot of people are starting to, well, I mean, it's been going on forever. I mean, it was going on when I was homeless down the beach. I had somebody piss next to my head. But then on the other hand, a lot of times back in the day, there were bums hanging around and nobody really cared. Nobody cared. It's just like, yeah, whatever, But now they seem to be trying to crack down, but it's gotten to the point where people are not rehabilitatable, rehab, whatever that word is. it's like you can't take a feral animal and rehabilitate it, just like wean it off of whatever it's not even just the drugs, it's the psychological toll that living on the streets can do to you. I know because I have some serious issues just from life in general and going through so many of my own personal battles and trying to recover here and there and just getting to a point where you just kind of lay there like, I can't do it anymore. And so it's almost like you either keep up or you fall behind. And, it's weird because you could have somebody that's rich, got a lot of money, and they'd be in like stocks or something like that. Next thing you know, they lose all their money or something, and they kill themselves or something like that. But the situation in California, a lot of burning of the fires and stuff. They got fires burning on the beach all night and stuff, which I personally think is kind of cool, I mean, if I could get away with it, I would do it. But there's a lot of unsavory stuff going on, I mean, people living on the beach. I mean, when I was on the beach, even when I was surfing back in the day, we had people that ended up on heroin because they'd hang out on this thing called the Wall down in San Diego, sit there on the Wall and get stoned or whatever, or do heroin or, just whatever. I mean, anything goes. But I think I think the problem is that what's being marketed promotes ill health, pain, alcohol promotes ill health, and then cigarettes promote ill health. Processed food promotes ill health, and then you got to take drugs to counteract the ill health. So it's like everything that we're selling is just creating the society we live in. Mankind was not created to be like some wandering weirdo on freaking heroin going, yeah, dude, or smoking weed all day. I mean, that's just not, it's not net. I mean, smoking weed, I smoked weed before and I totally chilled out. So, and I'm pretty chill already as it is, but everything that's going on in California is, I don't know. It happens everywhere. I mean, I'm in North Carolina. We got problems out here. I mean, it's not like California, but yeah. I mean, ain't nothing perfect anywhere. Even out here, it's like the other day I just got hit up at the store with my wife. Somebody wanting money. Younger guy on a skateboard burning around going, I need money. And then you try to give him like 50 cents. He's like, no, I need more. So education is down the toilet. Everything's kind of free reign. And, it kind of makes me just go, bleh, who cares, because there was a time 25 years ago where you could actually, have like a decent career, make some decent money, and life was actually pleasurable. It wasn't really that bad, But now it's like, I don't know. I mean, people wake up, they don't know what the hell's going on, and I don't know what's going on, but I've kind of accepted my place in life by saying, it could be worse, because it could always be worse. I mean, I remember eating out of the dumpsters, and that was freaking rough. Eating out of the trash cans. You have to, if you are going to end up homeless and eating out of the dumpster, one thing I learned is the best thing to do is go like to a park where people are like having picnics and stuff. And then you just kind of troll around, kind of scope everything out. And then you can find like somebody out there like throwing away, like pizzas are hot items in the trash cans at parks and stuff, leftover pizza. Chicken, I mean, sometimes I find a piece of chicken bones and stuff, a little bit of meat left on them. I try not to eat too much of that stuff, but yeah, that was my go-to, was the pizza. I always like scoring on some pizza. But the way things are in California now, it just makes it sad, because everybody deserves to have at least the basic freaking necessities in life, And it just sucks, because you can have the basic necessities in life and still get screwed. Here's a good point. And I wrote this on Quora. Just an experience I had back in the 90s. I needed a job, so I got a job as a cook at an intermediate healthcare facility. This is out in California. And basically my job was to go in and cook meals for about 30 patients. And I would have to go in there in the morning, make their coffee and all this other stuff. And, they'd be knocking on the door, and I'd come out there and give them their coffee. I was making like $6 an hour. But I was making $6 an hour, and after maybe 3 or 4 months, I was living in my car, because I was like, I can't even maintain myself to come to this stupid freaking job to cook for all these people, and it really, you have to, your eyes have to open up to what the hell's going on. You got to be like, no, this ain't gonna fly with me no more, So you have to be aware. But the problem is, some people that end up in those facilities, they get so drugged up and they're so out of it that I think a lot of them are just happy to have a place over their head. So they're not out on the street. But even with that, what a lot of people, place that I worked at, people would come in there and, people that were working there would take advantage of these people, and basically they'd take all their money, all their Social Security money, and then they're just left wandering the halls during the day. And the place that I worked at ended up being shut down for fraud, because basically they're just taking all these patients' money, not giving them any money at all, and not spending it appropriately according to any types of contracts that they had. So even if you had everything together, it's like you can still get screwed over, because there's always some shady players. And most of the time, what I realize is most of these shady players have got the good smiles. Hey, how's it going? We're gonna take care of you. That kind of stuff. I'm always really wary of that stuff. I mean, I've never really trusted people too much, because I've been around that stuff, and working as an electrician too. I became very aware of what I was looking at and what I was getting my head into, So, but I went a little off track. But the California thing, all the way probably up to Washington, Oregon, and stuff, they're beautiful places. I mean, the places are gorgeous, but just the way that everything is set up makes it really hard for people to get access to stuff like, quality health care. People need health care. People need water. People need mental health services. People need opportunities if they're not retired like me. If I didn't have an opportunity, I'd have just been, homeless my whole life. So they need to have opportunity. And if they can't learn, if they have, certain disabilities or mental disabilities, like I have a mental disability, but it's an invisible illness, because I have problems from having had meningitis. So my brain is damaged, you know. But to sit down and talk with me, you wouldn't know about it, you know. And that's why it's important for people to understand that people that may look all right, but they may not be all right, you know. So those are things that I've learned in my 61 years on this planet, and realizing that nothing's forever, and to people that you know, hoard everything and all this other stuff. You know, the reality is, I mean, we're none of us, not one of us, going to be able to take everything we have with us, you know, when we go. And that's kind of that's an eye opener. So especially like at this holiday season, the freaking holiday. Oh yeah, here comes Saint Nick, his big fat ass coming down my chimney. Screw all that stuff. I don't believe any of that stuff. It's a money-making scheme. It's been around for, you know, at least 100 years anyway. But it's a money-making scheme. You know, that's all it is. That's all Santa Claus is. That's all the Easter Bunny is. The Tooth Fairy, I don't know. I kind of believe in the Tooth Fairy. But I knew it was, you know, I know it's the parents. But Easter Bunny... Christmas, all these freaking holidays are all designed to get you to do one thing, and that's spend money. And I don't even know. I don't even think they have mall Santas anymore. You know, I think mall Santa's probably, I don't know whatever happened to the freaking mall Santa. Maybe the mall Santa's down there on the beach building a fire. I don't know. We live in weird times. All right, those are my thoughts. Thanks for watching my my video. Yeah, be safe. Thanks for watching.